Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Harold Ellertson, and I'm speaking to you from a grey and windswept north of England. This is the first time for, I think, probably about 15 years that I haven't been in Berlin, and I suppose that most of us haven't been in Berlin for Online Educa or OEB Global. And it's a big gap in the year. Because OEB has been going now for 26 years. And during that period, of course, we've been living through a period of immense transformative change. And I suppose what's happening now is just the latest chapter in that period of transformative change. And it's, if nothing else, something which shows the importance of the work that all of you are doing. And this morning, it's my pleasure to be able to welcome one of the key players in that process of change, Mariya Gabriel, who is the European Commissioner with responsibility for innovation, research, culture, education, and youth, a huge panoply of responsibilities. And Mariya was first elected as a member of the European Parliament in 2009, and then she was elected again in 2014 and 2019. She is the first Vice President of the European People's Party and the Vice President of the EPP Women, the women's group of the European People's Party. She has a master's degree in political sciences and international relations from the Institute of Political Sciences in Bordeaux in France. She has a bachelor's degree in Bulgarian and French from the Paisi Hilandarski University in Plovdiv. And she's also a graduate of the Dr. Petar Beron Language High School in Kustendil in Bulgaria. She was appointed last year by Dr. Ursula von der Leyen, the President of the European Commission, to her post. And I wanted just to recall to her what Dr. von der Leyen said when she appointed her last year. She said, "The best investment in our future is in our young people, our innovators and our researchers. Education, research and innovation will be key to our competitiveness and our ability to lead in the transition to a climate neutral economy and a new digital age. It's about equipping people with the knowledge, life experience and skills they need to thrive. By cooperating across languages, borders and disciplines, we can collectively address the societal challenges and skills shortages that currently exist." And she said to Mariya, "Your task over the next 5 years is to harness this potential and to ensure that education, research and innovation help us to deliver on our ambitions." And then she gave Mariya a huge array of responsibilities. So in addition to culture, sport and the creative industries, she also asked Mariya to take responsibility for the full implementation of the Horizon Europe programme. She asked her to ensure sufficient investment flows to disruptive research and breakthrough innovations. She asked her to build a true European research area, to ensure research, policy and economic priorities go hand in hand. She asked her to support tripling the Erasmus Plus programme, to make the European education area a reality by 2025, removing barriers to learning, improving access to quality education, and helping learners to move between European countries. She asked her to implement the European Universities Initiative, promoting excellence and networking, to focus on digital learning and education to close the skills gap, and to update the digital education plan. And as if that were not enough, she also has the responsibility of fostering international cooperation in education, research and innovation. Now, some people, ladies and gentlemen, complain that their bosses don't give them enough to do. But I think it's quite clear that Mariya Gabriel's boss has given her plenty to do, And so I'm now going to hand over to her so that she can tell us how, after 1 year in the job, she's been getting on. Over to you, Mariya.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor for me to join you in this edition of the Online Educa Berlin. The diverse community you bring together, from policymakers, innovators, and researchers to stakeholders from schools, academia, and vocational education and training, has valuable experience to share in shaping the future of learning. And for years, you have supported the creation of new partnerships between education, business, and government. And this type of cross-sectoral cooperation promotes real change in culture and is key to finding workable solutions, including for current challenges. Sharing experiences and good practices are key to success. And this is a particularly important time to take stock of the lessons learned during the COVID-19 crisis and to talk about how technology supports learning now and will do so in the future. So I'd like to thank you for the invitation to present my new flagship initiatives, the updated Digital Education Action Plan and the European Education Area Communication. More than ever, we need to put education, including digital, high on the European agenda. The public health crisis has had a major impact on education in Europe. It has exposed millions of Europeans to new ways of learning and teaching. And we are still going through a difficult period with the second wave of lockdowns. Well, the two communications presented in September aim to help member states increase the resilience and inclusiveness of the education and training system and prepare them for the digital age. What they emphasize the need to move from disruption to the recovery while overcoming important setbacks that existed even before the crisis. I refer to challenges related to the fact that 1 in 5 15-year-olds does not have basic skills in reading, science, and mathematics. More than 40% of adults do not have basic digital skills. Only 39% of teachers in the EU are well or very well prepared to use digital technologies for teaching, and 58% of employers say that finding people with the right skills is their #1 challenge. We are also witnessing persisting digital divides related to socioeconomic background, urban-rural areas, or gender. And on top of that, the importance of new advanced digital skills is emerging, and we need to address the current shortage of ICT professionals in Europe. Special attention should be paid to the fact that among the people who were working in ICT specialists in 2019, only 17% were women. To address this and a number of other shortcomings, we have set a vision on how to make a European education area a reality by 2025 and how to make digital education effective and accessible to all. At the heart of this vision is the fact that education is the main foundation on which we build our future. It is a strategic investment in the sustainable development of society and the economy. Therefore, there is a need for constant attention to education in a lifelong learning perspective, including upskilling and reskilling. But let me illustrate how we intend to realize this vision by guiding you through some of the main elements of the two communications. First, the Digital Education Action Plan. The crisis has made it clear that technology and digital tools can enable learning, but they can also create major barriers if equipment is missing or is unsuitable, if staff and students do not have the right digital skills, or if accessibility is not taken into account. Based on the lessons learned from the crisis and the public consultation with responses received from 60 countries, our new action plan has two main priorities. First, developing a high-performing digital education ecosystem on one hand, and enhancing digital competencies for the digital transformation on the other. And addressing these two aspects of digital education requires ambitious policies and actions on several fronts. The first priority includes the need for robust infrastructure, digital equipment, updated teaching and learning practices, and new approaches to assessment. It also focuses on the high-quality digital education content, user-friendly tools, and secure platforms that respect data protection and ethics. And among the new actions that I would like to see developed is a strategic dialogue with the member states on the key enabling factors of digital education. I will touch upon various issues such as connectivity, educator skills, or the dialogue with the private sector. Second, it is crucial not to allow the digital divide to deepen further. Therefore, I will work on the Connectivity for Schools initiative, including with a special focus on rural areas. It is not acceptable that 10% of households in rural areas are still not covered by any fixed network and 41% by any fast broadband technology. This has to change if we are to have an inclusive digital education and bridge the digital divide. Third, we need a high-quality digital education content that builds on European cultural and creative diversity. This is why I will launch a feasibility study on the creation of a European exchange platform. Europe needs to catch up and create its own common space to share certified online resources and link existing education platforms. We can also think together how to create a European digital education cloud. Why not? Next, it is important to promote understanding of emerging technologies and their application in education, including higher education. And for this, we'll develop ethical guidelines on artificial intelligence and data usage in teaching and learning for educators. The guidelines will be accompanied by a training program for researchers and students on the ethical aspects of AI and include a target of 45% of female participation in the training activities. The second priority area of the new Digital Education Action Plan focuses on enhancing digital competencies. To thrive in a technology-driven economy, Europe needs a digitally competent workforce and a growing digital talent pool. Special attention is also required to digital literacy to make people of all ages more resilient to disinformation and to help them stay safe and secure online. And we see that today all member states face a shortage of digital experts, including data and cybersecurity analysts, software developers, and we need to work on this. Therefore, the new action plan will support the development of both basic and advanced digital skills, building on, for example, the success of our digital opportunities traineeships initiatives. It offers hands-on working experience in companies dealing with digital technologies. And this initiative has already provided over 12,000 students and recent graduates with basic and advanced digital skills through cross-border traineeships. We'll expand these to teachers and to vocational education and training. And it is also true that the digital revolution can be successful if it works for everyone. That requires overcoming the continuing gender inequalities and making full use of the talent potential of Europe. And with the support of the European Innovation and Technology Institute, we'll encourage women's participation in STEM. This topic is very, very close to my heart. My intention is, of course, to continue with some of our most successful initiatives. I'm thinking here about the European Code Week. And finally, maybe very important point, we are proposing to create a digital education hub that can be a real platform for the member states to exchange, link initiatives, and encourage dialogue between stakeholders. That will be up to us all to make this a reality. Now, allow me a few minutes for the European education area. Our goal is to make this common learning space a reality by 2025, but achieving this goal will provide citizens, including young people, with the knowledge, skills, and attitudes that need to participate in both society and the labor market. And we know that we cannot fully foresee the challenges that our young people will face in the future. We cannot teach them the specific skills they will need, but we can invest in those skills that will allow them to be resilient and adaptable. And allow me to highlight some of the new initiatives. First, we must continue to strengthen basic skills, namely mathematics, readings, and science. Also digital competencies, as well as transversal skills, such as critical thinking, entrepreneurship, creativity, and civic engagement. These are the basis of quality education and the success of European society. Through our new initiative, the Pathways to School Success, we aim at helping each pupil reach a certain level of proficiency in basic skills and minimizing the number of young people who leave education without at least an upper secondary degree. Second, in order to improve inclusion in education, we also want to help those who need to transition professionally. We work on a European approach to micro-credentials. It is important to make lifelong learning a reality, especially because most people, once they join the workforce, do not have the ability or time to pursue fully structured degrees. Third, special attention for vocational training, because it is essential to link education and skills to industry and innovation. And we are proposing the establishment of 50 centers of excellence in vocational education and training with Erasmus program funding. These centers will become reference points for initial training of young people and upskilling and reskilling of adults. Next topic close to my heart, I will emphasize the importance of teachers and trainers. Among all the factors in the school environment, teachers and school leaders have the greatest impact on students' learning outcomes. Any policy effort seeking to improve educational outcomes is bound to take a close look at the role of teachers. In the area, the European education area will support the professional development needs of teachers by establishing 25 European Erasmus Teachers Academies by 2025. They will act as hubs for developing new approaches, including in digital pedagogy and strengthening the exchange of good practice between member states. In the area of higher education, we continue with our flagship initiative, the European Universities Initiative. We have over 280 higher education institutions from all different parts of Europe. They are participating in 41 European Universities Alliances. And these alliances are important for us because they put forward a multidisciplinary approach, bringing together civil society, the private sector, researchers, and entrepreneurs. And our aim, our ambition is that they are contributing to create a new generation of Europeans equipped with the skills for the future. And this new generation will work in different languages and cross borders, cultures, sectors, and disciplines. And for us, the European Universities Initiatives is a concrete example of bringing together what I would like to see the next 4 years, the strongly interlinked objectives of the European education area and the European research area. In addition to the transformation of the European Universities Alliances, we need, of course, to accelerate the progressive transformation of all higher education institutions in Europe. And such a transformation will focus on our connectivity between institutions, but also their surrounding systems. And I will announce the start of this initiative for next year during our Education Summit in a few days. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can see we have a vision. We have now a lot of different initiatives, but it will be up to us all to assure the follow-up and the implementation. Because the source of Europe's strength and resilience, it's in its people. And investing in people and their education and skills is of strategic importance, including for Europe's recovery. Well, the two communications that I presented to you today, invest in people promote high quality and inclusive education at all stages of life. But it's now up to us all, together with member states, the education community, business and civil society. We need to join forces and implement the proposed measures aimed at making education and training systems more inclusive, efficient, and fit for the digital age. Although not intended to replace face-to-face learning, digital education becomes an increasingly important part of modern education systems. Digital technology, when deployed skillfully, equitably, and effectively, can support high quality and inclusive education for all learners. It is up to us to find a way to bridge the digital divide and make technology supported learning and training successful for all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. And I know you didn't hear my remarks when you at the start of the meeting, but I was going through some of the scope of your responsibilities. And I wouldn't have thought that anyone could keep easily on top of such an enormous and comprehensive brief, but you have shown not only that you are doing that, but that you are driving forward your agenda with real dynamism and enthusiasm. And it's an immensely exciting agenda, and an agenda that is full of ideas and positivity about the future for European citizens. And I know it's an agenda that people at OEB, who really are a unique audience of experts, will be very keen to contribute to. And that's why we've asked people to contribute their ideas on the swap card system, but also if they have particular contributions that they want to make, to send them to us at the email which Hannah has put on the swap card system. And we hope that then we'll be able to let you have some reaction and perhaps continue this discussion going forward. But thank you very much on behalf of all of us for a really impressive and inspiring presentation, and one in which you have rightly said that more than ever we need to put education high on the agenda of Europe. And you've said that education is the main foundation on which we build the future, and that it is a strategic investment. And as you say, now it's up to all of us. Thank you very much once again, Commissioner.
Thank you.
And thank you, ladies and gentlemen.